What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Frank here, the Red Tie Guy. I just came back from the beach. It is a fantastic summer's day in Cape Town, South Africa at this moment, but that is not what this video is about. Last night or yesterday, Monolith had their very first stream on Middle-earth Shadow of War, where they sat down with their VP, Michael de Platter, where they answered a bunch of questions on the game. They didn't show any new gameplay footage. They just ran through the CG trailer, the announcement CG trailer from last week, and the gameplay trailer that was earlier this week. And they paused at certain sections and they just asked him a bunch of questions from the chat, and they asked him a few questions as they paused the video as they continued. And there's just a few notes that I made while watching the stream, a few new interesting things that I picked up, and here are 6 things that I picked up on the live stream that I just want to discuss quickly that I noticed they spoke about. Number 1, every aspect of the CG trailer will be in the game. Now, normally when a game has a CG trailer, you know, most of that isn't really in the game because it's just a glorified trailer. It is a beautiful looking trailer just to get people hyped to be excited for the game and just then end up being disappointed by the game. But in this case, he said that everything that you see in the CG trailer will be in the actual game, will be gameplay in the game. Obviously, the CG trailer isn't gameplay, but the stuff that's shown in the CG trailer will be in the final game, such as the Balrog. So obviously, you will maybe fight the Balrog. How awesome would it be if you can control him at one point? But the Balrog will definitely be in the game. Drakes, obviously there is Drakes that was shown in the gameplay. He also noted that there will be wild Drakes that you can control, that you can capture, not just the ones that are in cages. Also, the Nazgul is in the trailer and you will face them in the final game. I don't know if it's going to be a final enemy, but it'll obviously be a boss, and obviously the foul beasts that the Nazgul ride will also be in the game. It'll be really awesome if you could ride them in the game, if you could control them, but every aspect of the CG trailer will be in the game. Number 2, this was a big thing that people speculated, including myself, when the gameplay reveal trailer was shown, and he set out in specific points. He said that the gameplay footage was put on easy mode and a lot of it was staged. That is very important. He said that it was done in order to make the game easy, to make it look like it's easy, and to make it more cinematic. And that is a bit of a problem for me, because I said that in certain areas where an ally runs in and he helps you at the specific point where you're about to die, it just feels very cinematic. It feels very, very scripted. And he did say that a lot of the events in the gameplay was made to look like that, made to look like the game. But he also noted that the final game will be procedurally generated and unscripted. So I'm just curious how much the final game will be like the gameplay footage that was shown earlier this week. Number 3 is the gear. He confirmed that there will be set items in the gear, epic and legendary gear, which is really, really awesome, because as a person who loves RPGs, I love grinding in RPGs, and especially if there are set items, I want to collect the whole set. And he did say that certain gear has challenges, which gives you better effects. So if you collect gear, you must do something with this gear to improve it in some sort of way. And there are also a set of legendary armors based on different tribes, which is also really, really awesome. So again, he went on about the point that there are set items, much like Diablo or any RPG really that has set items. You pick up this helmet, this chest piece, this sword, you collect the whole set. I'm just wondering how difficult is it going to be to collect the whole set, because I know certain RPGs you have to grind a lot to get the whole set. I hope it's not as difficult, but having set items, set gear in the final game, it's going to be really awesome. Number 4, it's actually a joke that he made. He said that Talion will have his beard back, because in the gameplay footage, Talion really doesn't really have a beard. And a lot of people asked him, what's up with Talion's beard? Where is his beard? Why doesn't he have a big beard? And Michael did say that Talion will have his beard back. So those people who love their beards, no problem. I had a thick beard not so long ago. Talion will have his beard back. Number 5 is the gameplay itself, the gameplay, the look of it, the graphics. He did say that this was alpha version, so certain animations are a bit jittery, are a bit stiff, and he also said there was a lot of clipping in the gameplay, which I saw, and I felt that the gameplay, even though some of the physics and the lighting effects looked really good, the graphics and texturing itself looked a bit I don't know, it looked odd. It looked low graphics, low resolution, and he did say that the gameplay reveal earlier this week was an alpha, so the final game will look much better. So don't worry about that. This was just the alpha, and the game will look much better, as the game has been in development for over 2.5 years. He also went on about saying that they already started planning on the sequel when they wrapped up production of Shadow of Mordor. So this has been a title that's been in the works for quite some time. They really banked on the fact that Shadow of Mordor was going to be a big success, which it was. So it's not like they just Shadow of Mordor came out and it was a huge success, and now they just use the same engine, the same game with a few added features and just change the title and here's a sequel, which I'm happy about, because a lot of companies do that. They just use the same game, maybe a few new models, maybe a few new things, and then like, here's a sequel, here's a full sequel, pay $60, and this is not what they're doing. It has been in development for 2.5 years. By the time the game gets released, it's going to be in development for 3 years, and that is a nice long time to have enough changes in the final game. And number 6, finally, is your allies. In the one scene, you see that your ally saves you as the enemy is about to kill you, and they asked him questions about that, like, is it going to be that? Is that how the ally system is going to be? And he just say that your allies can save you, but your allies can also die if the enemy is too strong. So say a cave troll picks you up and your ally is this tiny orc and he tries to save you, he's going to lose against this cave troll. The cave troll is going to kill him instantly. So it's not necessarily that your allies can save you. Obviously you'll take a lot of damage from this cave troll, but as a result your allies can actually die trying to save you, which is a really awesome mechanic. You also said that despite their skills, they can do different moves. So in the gameplay trailer, we saw the archer shooting the enemy's arm off. Now, if the ally was somebody that's more brute force physical, the ally can actually tackle the enemy or something like that, like maybe sword fighting or something like that. So it's not, depending on their skill, they do different things. Again, I want to point out that the demo was, a lot of it was planned, and it was on easy settings, so to make it look more cinematic. So it is just interesting how the final game is going to be compared to the gameplay, the final gameplay. And he also went on about saying that your allies can go on training missions. So say you have a chieftain or whatever that's on your side, you can send him on missions, much like Assassin's Creed Black Flags, where you send out your crew to do missions, they rank up, they collect loot. Similar thing can happen. You can send out an orc or one of your chieftains with a party. They can find somebody, they can scout, they can do whatever for you, and they can collect loot, they can collect items, and they can level up essentially, which is really awesome, because it's this mini game within the main game, which I really like. I just hope that it's not too much of a, how do I say it, a distraction from the main game, because sometimes mini games can be a little bit of a distraction. You try to focus on the story, you try to focus on your own side quests, and then constantly it pops up that, I don't know, whatever the orc's name is busy dying, and do you want to call him back or whatever. Then you need to go out and save him, then you need to go do this, then you need to go that. I don't want it to be like a chore thing. I just want it to be, you set your party, you can set them out, and they either, depending on their level, they can either lose or they can recruit more allies for you. Another thing that's you went on about saying is that even if you fail capturing your fortress, there will be consequences. So a lot of times, if you have 2 or 3 allies with you and you try to take on a fortress, and you see that this fortress is protected actually by a drake, and you're not going to win this battle, you're going to die, and you turn around and you run away, then obviously you're leaving your allies there to die essentially. And as a result, your allies can have a vendetta against you for just leaving them there, and then they can turn evil again, and then they can come after you. They can be generals in this fortress. When you come back, they're like, you know, you left me to die, all that nonsense. And that's really awesome. I love the fact that there's this sort of like, if you don't take care of your allies, they're gonna come back at you and try and kill you, which is really awesome. One last thing that I wanna go on about is, what did I write here? Is this the fact that I mentioned it earlier? Is the fact that this is a full-on sequel. It is not just a different name or a number 2 slapped on the title and be like, here is Middle-earth 2 with just a few assets. This is a full-on feature, and I'm really excited to see more gameplay. I just want to see more gameplay, more features of this game. I just want to see the final gameplay, not the alpha footage, the final game, because I want to see what it looks, how much it looks differently. Of course, this game is the first official game that's been announced for Project Scorpio, so it will be interesting to see how much different Middle-earth Shadow of War look on the Scorpio compared to Xbox One, because if I remember correctly, the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor looked vastly different than the PS4 and Xbox One versions. Like, really, it looked terrible compared to the other current gen versions. So I just hope that the graphical improvement won't be that much. Maybe a few lighting improvements here and there, but I mean, surely at E3, when Project Scorpio will probably be announced on Microsoft's stage, they will have Shadow of War there on the stage. I'm assuming. I'm just assuming. But that is just my top 6 features, that new things actually that I found from the live stream. But is there anything you guys are looking forward to of Shadow of War? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want more Shadow of War content, then click that subscribe button. And if you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. And if you dislike it, give me that thumbs down. But please tell me why, so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank. I'm the Red Tie Guy. And frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Frank here, the Red Tie Guy, and with Halo Wars 2, Microsoft have definitely set out to correct the mistakes on the original title. Halo Wars 2 campaign takes place shortly after Halo 5 and features the arc, which includes the missing